What is gwan peeps? What is gwan? It's Valerie's Naturals Oracles. It sounds a bit croaky because I am doing this quite early. But if you are here, it is the daily spiritual tea, but you never know what's going to come out. I always try and do a spiritual message, but then it turns into something else because I can just see it in the cards. But I always start off with a spiritual message. So if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, hit the alert bell. What you're waiting for? The more of the soul tribe link up, the more energy I'm going to pick up and see what's going down with the collective. So anyway, let's get some cards out. Let's get some cards out, and you can see my ominous side. I'm not even going to mention it, but see and read and know. Anyway, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for your guidance, protection, assistance in reading these cards. Please give us the message for today. What messages do you want to give the collective? Thank you. And if I didn't say, these cards are actually called the Power of Surrender cards. These are oldies but goodies, but I've only not too long got them. I think I got them last month, but they're really old, but they stand the test of time. And it's actually by a Judith Orloff, an MD, medical doctor. Because sometimes, I don't know if you know, that they actually use oracle and tarot cards in actually therapy sessions even, especially the ones like color therapy and emotional therapy. But these are the kinds of cards that they use in therapy. And it's like what you pick out, it's like a subject for the day. Do you want to talk about this? Here's what the message is. How do you feel about it? And that's what they do in therapy sessions with these cards. So this is not only spiritual, it's therapeutic. I'm rambling now. I'm sorry, people. Let me get a card out, okay? So let's see what the message is today. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for your guidance, protection, assistance. And if you've been here long enough, my spirit guides a gangster. So I don't actually wait for cards to drop out. I just pick one and that's just the message. And I get some serious messages sometimes. But we have to invoke the spirit guides, because they're gangster. Spirit guides, beloved, ancestors. I know my spirit guides are gangster because my family was something else. But anyway, let's get this card out. And it says, surrender your addictions. Oh, this is going to be deep. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. I could talk about this for hours. Because, do you know, one of the hardest addictions there is actually food. When you're addicted to, because you have to eat to survive. But when you're addicted to food, it just doesn't make no sense, does it? I mean, do you know what? I've done all sorts of diets. I've done all sorts of things. And I just surrender to it because, yes, I have got a little tiny bit more weight than I want to. But at my age, I don't really give a monkeys anymore. And because if you don't just, here's how I see it. I'm going to tell you how I see it now, right? People go on diets. And if your metabolism isn't what it should be, okay, once you stop that diet, you find that you put on twice the weight than what you lost in the first place. And it's a vicious cycle. So I talked to myself and I told myself, no, don't do that. Just eat what you want to eat, but eat in moderation. And stop at a certain time. I'm not one of those people that get up in the middle of the night and eat. I don't eat at night. And it's almost like, you could even call it intermittent fasting in some respects, because I'm not a morning person. I can't eat in the morning. As you can see, I've got this big old jug of coffee. I'm a coffee person. So I would drink my coffee to a certain time and I just do it intuitively. But that's a hard one. But you know what? Like drink, I don't know, sometimes when you drink too much is a choice. And I shouldn't say that because I know of alcoholics firsthand. Okay, I do know of alcoholics firsthand. And I've seen it to the point where if they don't get a drink, they will want a drink. Some kind of alcohol first thing in the morning, they're shaking if they're not doing it. If they literally don't get it, they're doing this. I've seen it firsthand with alcoholics. Somebody, I'm not even going to mention names, but somebody I went on holiday with, I made a mistake, and I thought they liked to drink, but I didn't think it was that serious. But I took this person on holiday with me. Okay, I think it was Turkey I went to. Yeah. And it was an all-inclusive, 4-star all-inclusive. So all the drinks, everything's included. Okay. And one morning I got up and this person was in a really foul mood. And we went to the dining room and I said, because the person got there before me. So I said, oh, you've eaten yet? He said, nah. I said, so why have you got a beer in front of you? And then when I looked at her, I realised she was doing this. And literally shaking. And when she just downed this beer one hit. The shake stopped. Isn't that scary? And sometimes, I'm not saying it's a choice, but sometimes it's like, why would you work yourself up into that? And maybe looking on the outside in, you wouldn't be able to understand that. But I guess there's different types of addiction, isn't there? Do you know, even sex is an addiction. It says here, food, people, sex. People are addicted to people. Do you know, they don't want to live alone. They don't want to be alone. And, you know, and it's kind of like a codependency, which again is a kind of addiction. Sex addiction. I'm going to tell you first, Dan, I like a good sex. I like sex, but I could be celibate for years. The last thing I did in celibacy was like 3 years straight. I went 3 years straight without sex. Bob was my best friend, and if you don't know who Bob is, put a note in the comment. I don't really go down that road anymore. I can just take it or leave it now. But Bob was my best friend at one point. But anyway, so even overworking is an addiction. Some people think it's good to overwork to make that money. But you know what? When you overwork yourself, what time do you give yourself to do what you want to do? What about your interests? What about your passions? What else would you want to do? Do you know, without having, work is a goal. But without having real goals of what you're going to do with all that money that you're overworking for, what's the point? I know of people that work themselves to the ground. They retire. They sit down in front of a TV and they're gone. I don't want to go down that road. I'd rather backpack around the world and be a budget traveler and do something with my life rather than to come home and retire. Thank you for the confirmation, spirit. But yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather be a little nomad and make money as I'm going or whatever than to be sitting there in front of a television and being a vegetable. But anyway, I'm digressing. But what is this here? Take action to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. What's the alternative to sex? What is the alternative to sex? Celibacy? What's a healthier choice with sex? Bob? What's the man's version of Bob? Is it one of those rings? Oh, no, don't go that way. Don't go down that road. What is the healthier choice of having food addictions and people? Yeah, food addictions. Yeah, I can see you getting healthier choices for each thing you're eating. Or you just got to have to go cold turkey and just do certain things. I recommend, do you know what, going down that road, I think intermittent fasting is fantastic. I've done it in the past and lost loads of weight without even trying. And you just give yourself a window to eat. And to start with, you eat what you want, but then you make wiser choices as you go along and you think about your health as you go along. Because remember, you've got to go about a certain time without eating. So you've got to make those choices, good choices, healthy choices, but sometimes bulky choices, depending on how you do it. I know of people that just eat one meal a day and then they fast for the rest of the time, but that one meal has got to get everything in. Some people do the 8 to 16. I call it 8 to 16. I'm practically an expert. I did the 8 to 16. So you eat for 8 hours and then you don't eat for 16 hours. And you can have coffee, you can have water, you can have herbal teas. I emphasize herbal teas. And there's this one called bullet coffee that I've never tried. I think it's butter in coffee, and that sounds vile. Or is it oil in coffee? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's an American thing. The English don't do that kind of thing. Maybe they do intermittent fasting, but I've heard of it, but I've never tried it. But I'm a coffee person. This is what I do. So my first meal of the day, if I'm going down that route, is It's going to be, if you give you 8 hour window, you can start at 11 and finish at 7, or you can do it at 12 and finish at 8. You just do it how it fits your schedule. So you do 10 to 6. That's perfectly normal, really, isn't it? People eating breakfast at 10 and then stop eating at 6. But remember, after 6 o'clock, you can have herbal tea, you can have coffee. Not that I would recommend coffee in the evening, but herbal tea is water. You can have that. You can drink as much as you want before you go to bed. But bear in mind, you're going to be up and down in the toilet all night, if you do that. But anyway, it just depends on your lifestyle, doesn't it? But yeah, healthier choices. I'm rambling, aren't I? But this is such a good card. We could just be addicted to even... There's other things you could be addicted to: social media, addicted to your phone, addicted to binge watching TV, addicted to these things. Do you know what? I shouldn't say this, but I see TV as mind programming. The media gives you what they want you to hear. They don't tell you the true stories underneath that. You have to go digging for the true stories underneath that. If you followed society and what the government wanted for you, you would be a 9 to 5 person. You would live for the weekend. You will retire at 67, and then you die. So all you work for all your life you can only enjoy it for a couple of years at your time. Why not enjoy it now? Why not do what you want to do now? Why not? And this is where the crutch of the matter is, okay? And I call it getting out of the matrix. Cut those bills. I say this every now and then. I've done videos on this way back when. And if you're interested, again, put a note in the comments and I will actually see if I can find them to put them back up again. Because I've got it on, which one is it on? It's on Valerie's Naturals. I've got 3 channels now: Valerie's Naturals, Valerie's Naturals Oracles, and Valerie's Naturals Shorts. Because I do all these videos, I just think it's a waste of time having them in one place when you can just spread them around. But anyway, that's another story. But Valerie's Naturals originally was a travel channel, and it might still go back to that. Especially summer's coming, I might go traveling. I might revert it back to that and still add the tarot in there. I don't know. But I'm going to stop rambling. Stop it. But anyway, addictions. Maybe that's my addiction. I talk too much sometimes. But we've got to find ways to heal these addictions. Now, do you think that somebody you know has an addiction? Or is even your counterpart got an addiction? Have they got a sex addiction? Have they got a drug or drink problem? Have they got all 3? It's usually... You see, when you see people that have... dare I say, I know somebody... I'm going to tell you another story. I know somebody who actually has got a sex addiction, but I think it's because not even so much that they've got a sex addiction. I think they're a little bit narcissistic. So what they have is supply, but they don't see nothing wrong with walking up and down to each and different partner and having sex with each and every one of them. But the problem with that is, and I'll say it again, you're picking up everybody's entities. So when that third person finally wants to settle down, if they ever do, they're looking for a partner that's got all those other people in them, because people pick up people for a reason. And this person may be, they're a fantastic cook. And they're not looking at they love this person, they're just a fantastic cook. They're looking at that person, oh God, that person's fantastic in bed. They would do exactly what I want, even if it's to give them some unusual and some nasty fetishes. They will do it. And then this person says, this one is my boss bitch. I can work with that one. She's my partner for life. She's like my working partner, but we can have a little Jim Screechy on the side. This is what they do. So when they have to give up all these people and they've got one person, they're expecting that one person to be all and all that. And this is where the problem lies, because they've picked up all these entities. They've picked up all these entities on their back. And so the person that they find with, it's like they get a different person every night. They get a different, because of all the entities that are attached to this person. One night you might get the freak. One night you might get the conservative person. One night you might get this other person because of the people they've been with. I think sex addiction is ridiculous, and it's dangerous. It's dangerous in the sense that you can pick up STDs, especially if you're going bareback. I call it bareback, or not using a condom. But like even overworking is wrong because you're just working yourself into stress, and stress is the number one. People don't know that stress is a number one killer because what overworking is stressful. Okay, just overworking is stressful. Going through trauma causes stress. Going through overworking causes stress. Depression causes every other thing is sometimes it leads to stress. If you understand what I'm saying, do you know what I mean? Trauma in itself, any kind of trauma causes stress. Stress is the number one killer. So when you start getting the high blood pressure and it gets too much, this is where the stress comes in and it causes heart attacks, it causes strokes, all this. This is why I say when people start working these long hours and doing these stressful jobs and it's affecting your health and people don't realize that. Why do these stressful jobs when you could do something you love and make money from it? This is what part of my matrix thing is. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be comfortable than to be rich and unhappy and stressed out. I'd like to get to the point where I can take a couple of holidays a year or even just go backpacking at a moment's notice. Just go backpacking or something because I'm not the posh type of girl. I mean, it'd be nice to go and sit in a hotel for a weekend and be really push it up, but it gets old. I'd much rather go backpacking and see what the locals see. I've always done this when I've gone on holiday. I go where the locals go. So those kind of things, it's like you can replace these addictions with healthier habits. Do you know what I mean? I've had to do it over the years. I've given up smoking. I've given up meat because I'm vegan. I've given up all sorts because I'm thinking about my older age. I'm thinking about my health. I'm thinking about, the last time I did a 9 to 5, I have to be honest, the last time I did a 9 to 5 was about 8 years ago. So it can be done, people. Just reduce those bills and get busy. Anyway, I'm going to stop it now and get some cards out because I could ramble forever. Let's see why this card on that addiction is here. What's at the bottom of the deck? Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world. This is what I was just talking about. Stop with the addictions and the stress and get into this, people. Surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking. Do something fun. I'm telling you. Surrender your desire to control people. Oh, no, I'm not going down that road. This addiction one is enough. Let's see why this is here. So I've got the Tower of the Dreams, and this is got 4 extra cards in there, which are called palaces for each suit. So it's usually about home situations and the type of home. But anyway, let's find out why these cards. Holy Spirit, holy angels, guides, angels, beloveds, ancestors, please give us a message. Why is this addiction card here? What is it to do with the addictions? Please give me the message. Thank you. And it's another, if you didn't know, it's another day, it's another onesie. The weather's not so nice today. It's Friday and the weather's not so nice. So I'm sitting here in a onesie now. And it's morning and it's still a chill in the morning. So this is why I'm sitting in my onesie. But I do change later on and do what I need to do. So Holy Spirit, holy angels, thank you for your guidance. Why is this addiction here? Is somebody addicted to you? People can be addicted to you as well. Let's see. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, as I said that. Okay, so in the spiritual sense, you could be investigating ways to actually surrender your addictions. Okay, this is another story already. It's just the one card is another story. But you could be just looking into ways, because this card is about investigation as well. It's about communication. It's about, looking into stuff, looking into how you can actually ease your pressure, because some people don't like to. Do you know what? The first step to actually clearing an addiction is admit that you have an addiction. If you can't admit you have an addiction, you haven't hit your bottom. You haven't hit your bottom, and that's what it is. Because I've been around too many alcoholics to understand. Alcoholics in particular. One sex addict and a couple of alcoholics. I've seen it. And if you're in denial, you will never come out of that. You have to hit your bottom. And if you can't hit your bottom, it's not going to help. So you need to investigate ways. And I know it can be a burden sometimes. I know it can be a burden. I know it can be stressful. I'm just trying to think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. This is like stress, burden. It's like, it's hard. I know fighting addictions is hard. Fighting addictions are hard, let me tell you. I know, because I used to smoke. I used to be a 20-a-day smoker. And I'm gonna admit, I've relapsed when I've been stressed. But I'm one of those people. The last time I did that, oh my goodness, somebody stressed me out. It was somebody that stressed me out. And I went out the road and I bought some tobacco, smoked it, stopped it right there and then. Because I'm one of those people that can do that. I could smoke a packet of tobacco or a packet of cigarettes and let's stop and say, right, that's enough. You've gotten over your stress. That's it, done. I'm one of those people who can do that. But does that mean you're addicted still? Or is it that you have to take it one day at a time? Because look here now, 2 of Cups. Is it support that's needed? Is it support that's needed? Is it that you need help to actually overcome these addictions, overcome these problems, overcome these burdens? Is that what is needed here? Because look here, oh my goodness. Now, this could be a particular message for somebody, but it could be particularly in reference to a loved one or a lover in general. Is it that you've got somebody around you that is addicted, who's got addictions, who's not balanced, who's not right? And in actual fact, they could even be in a counterpart. Oh, my goodness. One more card. And we'll talk about this. Yeah. Somebody who doesn't want to, somebody who is up in their head and not in their heart, okay. And this could just be you. You're not just thinking with your heart, but with just your head. Because this is a stone cold person. Do you see how, look at, I picked the right cards today because look at this person's face. Look how cold and drawn, like stressed, and it's just anguish there. It's just anguish. And I mean, it could even be you. It's just like the stress of whatever you're doing is just, whatever these addictions are. I mean, it could even be mild things like you're addicted to some kind of chocolate and you can't stop it. Can't find enough healthier an alternative. But I'm telling you, investigate ways to do this because you don't want it to become so much that it's a burden to you. Do you know what I mean? Reject. Reject. Stop doing things out of boredom sometimes because this card is the 4 of Cups. This is about boredom, rejection. This is about just somebody who's like, are you doing things out of boredom? Are you doing things because you need to reject what's going down. You need to reject it. And it could be a loved one. It could be a loved one. Do you know what I mean? Because when you see swans like that, it's people that are there together for life. Is it somebody you know that is who has addictions? Who has addictions and they need help because all they're doing is in denial. This person is in denial. They're not thinking about the whole complications. They're on the inside looking out. Okay, and that means that they're not seeing what the addictions are doing to them. They're not seeing what this problem is. Why am I on this so long? It's just like, but excuse me. You see, when you're belching, it's so true. They say when you belch in the middle of a read, it's like it's true. But anyway, I don't normally do that either. But what I've got here is if you want to go down the normal route, okay. And this is where it gets weird. There's somebody who might be watching you and they're addicted to watching you and it's a burden to them because you've rejected them or you're just ignoring them. You're bored with them. You're just bored of that situation. And it could even be this person is bored about. This person could be bored of watching you now, but they can't help it anymore because it's almost like an addiction. Now, this could be somebody that you know, somebody who's close, somebody who might be a love connection or something to that effect. And I could start quoting zodiac signs, but this is the air signs. And this one in particular is, This is the air signs. They're normally about communication, but I've got 2 air signs here, 2 air cards here. Somebody could be addicted to somebody could just be addicted to you, full stop. Because we're talking about addictions, but if I really wanted to give it straight, somebody, they might watch you. Somebody's watching you. They're burdened by what's going on with you, though. They're burdened by it. They're burdened by it because they feel rejected in this love situation. But this person, have they changed? They're still up in their head. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. They're still up in their head. What's going down? Now, this is the Aquarius. Do they really want to heal this situation while you're being defensive? Or are they even trying? They're up in their head about healing this situation. It could even be that as well. They could be even up in their head about healing this situation because you're just defensive. But have they even tried? Yeah, they're definitely up in their head. Definitely up in their head. And you could be their addiction. You're living rent-free in this person's head. Do you know what I mean? They feel like you're a missed opportunity. I mean, I could go deep. Do they want to work on this situation now? They want to work on actually coming with some clarity and truth. But again, look, are they in victim mode? They don't want, it's just like, they want to, do you know, this is like someone really burdened. Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. Thank you for the confirmation. But what I'm getting here is somebody wants to work on some clarity and truth, but they're finding it difficult to do that. What is it? Is it that you would run a mile if you knew what the truth was about this person? Is it their addictions? Maybe I'm hitting a raw nerve for somebody today because I'm telling you, there's people out there that if you was a fly on the wall, because look, this is about somebody's addiction. Do you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing sex. I'm definitely seeing sex addictions. I'm definitely seeing drink addictions. I'm definitely seeing drug addictions. For real, for real. And dare I say it, somebody feels at a loss now. Somebody feels at a loss because, do you know what I'm getting here? Because of their sex addictions. Oh, I'm going on another train now. I don't know why Spirit's doing this to me. But you see in this deck, look at this ghost-like baby. Somebody could have got somebody pregnant, okay? And when you see the ghost-like baby, it's like maybe it was aborted. Maybe it was, maybe someone even pretended they were pregnant just to keep this situation going. But look, all of this has been kept secret. The reason it's been kept secret and hidden from you is because somebody wants to come forward. But are they going to come forward with the apology? This, again, is like somebody who's got, I call it supply. Or they've got like the flying monkeys or the agents, but they just took it too far. This is somebody who's scared to come forward. It's like they almost, do you see this? Look at this, the moon card. It's like they're almost scared to come forward because they think the truth would hurt you too much. But fiction, you know, the truth is stranger than fiction sometimes. I've heard some stories. Do you know, but I just think people should start being honest. People should start being honest with them, even themselves. People should start being even honest with themselves. This is too much. I'm going to stop it now because this is like a whole read. Anyway, the subject is surrender your addictions. Think about it, people. Do you have addictions and you don't even realize you've got addictions? Like you're addicted to some kind of... Can you live without certain things? Can you just pack up one day and just disappear and it wouldn't be a problem? And all you'd need was your passport and your birth certificate. Could you leave stuff behind? I know what I couldn't leave behind. I couldn't leave my computer behind. I couldn't leave my computer behind. I couldn't leave my cards behind. See, I'm thinking of things already. I've got a serious CD collection that is like, if I was to sell it, it could make me thousands, I guess. But I don't want to because I love my collection and I love my tarot and oracle card collection. So do you see what I mean? It's like it can be hard, can't it? But if you had to, could you do it? I've had to do it because, I'm going to tell you, I've been homeless and I've had to pack my whole life up into storage unit. I mean, granted, I wasn't the typical homeless, I have to say, because I ended up couch surfing and living in hotels because I could. It's a weird situation to be in, but I had to pack my whole life up into, I'm just giving you an example. I had to pack my whole life up into storage units, okay? And I didn't miss anything. When I think about it now, I think I didn't miss anything. I had a suitcase with me and I just thought, I don't miss nothing. But again, I started accumulating stuff. This was before I came to tarot and all this, but I know I could do it if I had to. Think about it, people. Could you do it if you had to? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So until next time, take care.